This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hey there, I'm Zach Crenshaw with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Well, many travelers experiencing nothing but frustration to start the new year. Thousands of flights canceled across the U.S., many more delayed. Some major airlines blaming the spread of Omicron for these disruptions, others pointing to the weather. Among those affected, a couple from Ohio whose Sky Harbor flight was delayed.
We've seen some delays. I mean, they start off like 30-40 minutes and they just keep going longer, and eventually we've seen flights getting canceled too. That happened on our last trip.
The airlines with the most flights impacted at Sky Harbor, Southwest, and American. Now to some absolutely tragic news. A 27-year-old woman has been killed in a suspected DUI crash in Phoenix. This happened near 38th Street and Greenway just after midnight Saturday. Detectives say a man driving a black Ford SUV collided with that red Nissan you just saw. Crystal Garcia was riding in that car. She was rushed to the hospital along with 3 young boys. Tragically, her injuries were too severe. She did not survive. The boys expected to be okay, but it's unclear their ages and the extent of their injuries. Police believe the SUV driver was impaired. He was processed and released pending some toxicology results. Several other unfortunately predictable New Year's Eve arrests also made. Multiple people locked up for firing their guns in the air. You may remember that is illegal because of Shannon's Law, put in place here in Arizona after a teen was hit and killed by a stray bullet fired into the air more than a mile away. Last night, 4 people were caught popping off, including 1 in Mesa, 2 in Phoenix, and 1 in El Mirage. The man there, 27-year-old Michael Sayas, accused of firing 21 rounds into the night sky with an AR-15. A viewer in Tucson, nearly a victim of that reckless behavior. She sent us these photos showing a bullet that came through her ceiling overnight. Thankfully, no one in her home was hurt, but you can see the shell casing there, or the bullet, I should say, the round. Police now investigating. The Arizona Red Cross says they are on standby, ready to help the residents of the Marshall Fire, impacted by the Marshall Fire. They say volunteers are likely to deploy up to Colorado in the coming weeks.
We're waiting to get word as to whether other volunteers will be going in that direction. Since it's so close to Arizona, I'm sure that we will be deploying volunteers, but we're just waiting for the crew up in Colorado to assess the situation, to find out what their needs are.
Officials say at least 1,000 homes have been destroyed. If you would like to help, you can donate to the Red Cross to support their disaster relief efforts. Well, we told you Dole Fresh Vegetables was recalling its packaged salads that were processed at a Yuma plant. Now we're learning operations have been temporarily suspended at the Yuma and North Carolina plants because of listeria concerns. Officials with the company say they will conduct extensive cleaning and sanitization protocols. If you have any Dole products in your fridge, here's the important information you need to know. They're Dole and private label salads with best buy dates between November 30th and January 8th. The salads have product lot codes beginning with an N or Y. A full list of all those products on the recall is on the FDA's website. Well, I don't have to tell you, 2021 was a tough year for many people, but there is hope in the new year. ASU health professionals say it's important to recognize that we are still in unprecedented times. And if you're looking to heal from something traumatic or the loss of a loved one, think of the 4 R's. Remember, ritualize, reach out, and recharge. Simple words that can have a very big impact.
I think if there's hope to be had, it's the hope that comes through compassion. And so showing compassion to ourselves, showing compassion to others, and then accepting compassion from others is essential in getting through this, in finding any thread of hope in the new year.
And whatever you do, don't do it alone. Experts say there is no shame in seeking professional help.
After the winter storm, it leaves behind very cold air, dropping temperatures, especially in our overnight. So there are freeze warnings and hard freeze warnings that will be in place for the night and into the start of the day on Sunday, as temperatures will dip into the 30s and 20s across most of our state. So starting off the day in the valley with those cool temperatures, we will be slowly warming up throughout the day, once again having our afternoon highs in the 50s around our state. 54 expected for Bullhead City. 46 for Prescott. We'll see that for Globe as well. 44 for Payson and 35 for Flagstaff. So the 7-day forecast, our overnights is still going to be cool and in those 30s. Afternoons, though, jumping into the 60s on our Monday. We are going to be seeing temperatures again gradually warming each and every day. We're talking about getting to 70 degrees for an afternoon high by the time that we head into next Friday.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.